In this episode, the whole gang gets together to help a Feebas in need. Hey, this is GatorEX, and let's go ahead and discuss episode 31 of Pokemon Journeys, Pocket Monsters, the anime. It was a pretty chill episode. It was pretty nice. Overall, fine. But I think the big thing is, again, the whole gang's there. Ash, Go, and Chloe all together, finally sharing an episode. By the way, just want to remind you, if you like me discussing anime, I have a channel fully for that. iCard over there. I did this review recently. Let me not waste your time with that. But anyway, this episode is pretty neat. Now, the episodes does start off with Chloe receiving a call from her her brother, who has a friend that has a Feebas that's being made fun of by other friends. I think I got all of that right. So then she enlists the help of Ash and Go to help her out because, they'll probably know a little more about Pokemon. Of course, the little girl, Nami, has a Feebas, and I forgot how big Feebas is, or at least I never knew how big it was, or at least when a kid is holding it, it's like this, it's huge. And of course, all her friends are making fun of this poor ugly fish, and but not like super making fun of, I guess. Like, their attention is quickly shifted, of course, as they're trying to say, like, hey, it evolves into a really cool Pokemon. They immediately gawk over Pikachu. So they're just being kids, obviously, and they run off after being scared by Raboot. And so then Ash and Go ask Nami if she wants to come hang out with them, right? And so it's pretty nice. They go to the Sakuragi Park, right, where all of the Pokemon are, and that's actually where Chloe had found Ash and Go earlier. And so, throw Feebas into water. It makes friends pretty quickly with the big Magikarp, the Lord, and with Goldeen, which I forgot Go has a Goldeen. It's hard to keep track of all the Pokemon he has. But, in episodes like this where we get to see them all, and at the beginning we had like a little montage of, well, not a montage, but showing off a lot of the Pokemon that he had, kind of reminding us. And, the Goldeen, I guess, is pretty, like, the Goldeen becomes kind of important in this episode as well, so it's just kind of neat to see different Pokemon have their moment to shine like this. Then they're kind of like talking with Nami, and she asks him, hey, does Feebas really evolve into, an amazing Pokemon? And they go back into the lab to show her, and the professor tells her, it evolves into Milotic. So, but of course, like, it's very, very heavily foreshadowed. It's pretty obvious, and I don't want to say, like, the episode's predictable, but, in a way it is. Like, yes, we know that by the end of this episode, Feebas is going to evolve into Milotic. That's like the whole point of Feebas, basically, is that it's really ugly and then it becomes really beautiful. So very obviously, in this episode focused on a little kid who has Feebas, and especially when her issue is that everyone thinks Feebas is ugly, which it is, by the way. No hate, just fact. It's going to become a Milotic by the end of the episode. And of course, they're all saying stuff like, oh, it won't be a while. It'll be a while before it evolves. Don't like... not necessarily don't get too excited, but, just keep in mind that it'll be a while before it actually evolves. But of course, they suggest she continue to hang out with Feebas, give it some love and this and that. And they suggest to do that is to enter this competition or this contest that apparently is going on in Hoenn, like a water type Pokemon contest for kids, like young kids. It's even where Ash says, hey, that sounds fun, I want to compete. And they're like, it's for kids, it's for younger kids, Ash. So... that then it starts the training, I guess, because then she's gotta perform with Feebas, and it's not necessarily a contest, especially if how we see later on. It's not like the contest or the Pokemon Showcase that we're kind of used to. It's a lot more dialed down, and again, being for kids. So not seeing any like actual real contests or in the anime yet, but it might be neat to see something like that. It was in Hoenn. They kind of brought it up. Again, it's more of a little fun competition thing. Nothing too big. No high stakes. And so they've got to train because Nami can't swim and Feebas cannot swim well. But like I said, it works out because, Goldeen can help Feebas to swim more gracefully, and then Magikarp can help train Feebas to jump pretty high. So that works out really well. And then, of course, they set up a little kiddie pool and teach Nami to swim. And we get to see what so many of us have wanted to see since the very beginning, Yamper in a pool floaty. It's amazing. I mean, can you believe this little heckin' pupper is swimming around like that in a little kiddie pool? Oh my gosh, it's funny. But anyway, we get a training montage, and by the end of it, they're both ready for the contest. And so they head off to Hoenn, are followed by Team Rocket, and they enter the contest. As you can see, like, visually, the contest isn't as big. You know, it's just on the beach, on a little stage they set up, or I don't think it's on the beach, but it's by the water. And, you know, just a few chairs set up. And so, you know, it's pretty scaled down, but again, you know, it's important for Nami and Feebas. And Nami and Feebas, well, they're made fun of by some gals who are quickly put in their place with a death stare from Chloe. They do well in the contest. They're doing well, but then Team Rocket shows up and wrecks everyone's day, trying to catch and trying to steal all the water Pokemon. Of course, they're fended off by everyone else. Let's see, what are the Pokemon that they got from the gacha? Let's see, a Carvana and a Kingler. I remembered it. So, you know, Ash and Go are handling them with the battle, but Meowth tries to take Feebas directly and actually ends up scratching it after Feebas tries to defend Nami. And then one of the scales, which, by the way, you know, it had like a rainbow colored scale, which, oh, I wonder what that is. It's the Prism Scale, the item that you need for Feebas to evolve. And it falls off. And then, you know, it's a whole moment of like, oh man, Feebas is hurt, and Nami is like trying to help Feebas, I guess, feel better, or trying to like comfort it, and has the scale and tries to put it back. And then Feebas evolves, or starts to evolve, I think. Well, I mean, yes, it does, but I have no idea how it works. You know, they've changed up the evolution method, and on top of that, it was pretty weird and convoluted the first time. You know, I'm not even really sure how it evolves. Let's take a look. You need to trade it while it's holding the Prism Scale. But when it comes to the anime, I guess friendship and the item Prism Scale are enough. But either way, Milotic evolves, blows away Team Rocket, and everything is fine. You know, it's all resolved. Very short, I guess, episode. Again, you know, they do win the competition, and of course they go back and all the kids are like, oh, they love Milotic. But even then, you know, they were watching the contest on it was being streamed, so they were watching it themselves, and even while it was a Feebas, they thought it was pretty cool. So, you know, overall, like, nice fun little episode. I think the big important thing though is for Chloe, because, you know, with Chloe, at one point she had said, or what was it, at one point after they had finished training, Go had said something along the lines of, oh, I thought you didn't like Pokemon. Not necessarily like that, in a tone between like regular and that, but he says, you know, I thought you weren't really interested in Pokemon, something like that. And you know, she doesn't necessarily say anything, but then at the end of the episode 2, she says something along the lines of, you know, Pokemon are really amazing, while she's watching Nami play with her Milotic and all her friends, right? She says something along those lines, and then the narrator even chimes in saying something about the bonds between people and Pokemon. And, you know, it's kind of interesting too, because it reminds me of 2 episodes ago, I think, with the pit of how she had kind of, it seemed like maybe she was taking interest in that, you know, focusing on the bonds between people and Pokemon, which again, you know, is a pretty neat idea. And especially because between like our 3 protagonists, right, if I think maybe we can finally start considering Chloe, you know, like one of the third protagonists, the gang, part of the gang. But, you know, Ash is very into, you know, Pokemon battling. He of course, you know, they all have their own bonds with Pokemon, but Ash, you know, is battling, Go is catching. And Chloe, it seems like she's a lot more of a people person, you know, in the sense that, like, you know, she was working directly with Nami, you know, she was the one teaching Nami how to swim, while Ash and Go were helping train Feebas. And then, of course, you know, they were able to swim later together. But she's a lot more of a people person. But, you know, if that's what she does, you know, focuses something along those lines, maybe even studying, like her, because, you know, she's the only one in school, but maybe if she does end up doing that, potentially working toward becoming a professor and studying that specifically, you know, bonds between people and Pokemon and the relationship between people and Pokemon, I think that'd be pretty neat. Again, you know, she needed help from Ash and Go because it was a Pokemon related problem or a Pokemon related issue, but it was still also a people issue. So I think overall it was a good episode again for Chloe, and, you know, nice and chill overall. It's a good summer episode. Get to go to the Hoenn region, but don't see it a whole lot. Ah, man, I'm sad. I love Hoenn. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Did you like this episode? What do you think things are going to be like for Chloe going forward, if she'll get some more development in some other episodes? What do you think again, you know, what do you think of that idea, potentially her focusing on, you know, bonds between people and Pokemon, or at least something along those lines, something more Pokemon related, as, you know, she was able to be, you know, basically drive a lot of the episode. Well, not necessarily drive the episode, but she was a big part of this episode, and I like it because, you know, we got to see everybody shine. We got to see everybody do something in one episode, and I think that was pretty neat. It was very similar to the Gengar episode in a way, not necessarily similar, but similar in the way that everybody's there and everybody's doing something. So that's, you know, pretty neat to see. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll continue the discussion down there. Again, I just want to remind you, hey, I've got a channel for anime other than Pokemon. All Pokemon anime discussions are still going to be on this channel, but I've got one and I'm trying to upload a little more on that. I'll be discussing the Yu-Gi-Oh anime when it comes back off a hiatus, hopefully, and some other topics if you're into that. Again, I did review the Goblin Slayer movie just this week, and it was pretty neat, so you can check that video out, and it would mean so much if you could do that. But anyway, if you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like and subscribe to show your support. You can enable notifications by clicking that bell icon next to the subscribe button. This will make sure you see each new video as it comes out, and will make you a member of that Ching Ling Esquado. Anyway, this has been GatorEX. Have a nice day.